Good evening, Kenya. Yeah, lovely to see where you guys are all joining us from. Hi, Ashley. How are you? Welcome.
How are you?
Great to have you join us tonight, chatting to our viewers on this platform, our followers, not only from South Africa, which is where I am and where SuperSport's based, but all across Africa. We can't wait to hear from you. So let's get stuck in. Let's look at the Champions League this season, the semi-finals, starting with your former club, Chelsea, into the semi-finals and got a critical away goal and vital kind of advantage in the first leg in Madrid. What are your thoughts and what are you expecting to see in that second leg?
Yeah, the first leg was, very interesting. And as you mentioned, Chelsea got the very important away goal and something that hopefully we can hold on to. Madrid are a very good quality team with some dangerous individuals. So, it's going to be a great spectacle to watch. But, fingers crossed, and I hope Chelsea can finish the job they did, the great job they did in Madrid.
What's your feeling, though? I know you're saying your hope, but what's your feeling? Who's going to be critical? Who are you looking for to provide that moment of magic, like we saw from Pulisic in the first leg?
Yeah, I think, the momentum is, going Chelsea's way. I think they've played really, really well. Key players, are playing well. The Mason Mount, hopefully, we see Christian Pulisic and hopefully he can produce some magic again. I think defensively they've been stronger and better. They don't give up too many opportunities now, whereas they did probably 6-7 months ago. So no, I have faith and confidence in the momentum going Chelsea's way, and hopefully we can get a Mason Mount goal or a Christian Pulisic goal again.
Tomorrow night is the turn of Manchester City and PSG. City coming back with that fantastic win in Paris. What are you expecting from that game?
Yeah, it was very exciting game. I think the first leg, the way PSG came into the game was very strong, very positive. Their key players, the Neymars and Mbappe was, showing the quality and how good they were. But again, with a great manager like Pep Guardiola, you just, you never know what you're up against, to be fair. And, the key players, second half came out. I think they applied better pressure. They went to win the ball back higher up the pitch. And again, of course, you've got quality players who can, do quality things. And when you let Kevin De Bruyne get, in front of your goal, you're gonna struggle. So yeah, again, as a neutral watching that game, two quality teams, some amazing players on show. So I'm looking forward to watching that game. But I think again, Man City might have enough.
You've played in an All-English UEFA Champions League final. How do you feel? Are we going to see another All-English final again?
I hope so. I remember playing in, of course, my one against Manchester United. It was weird. It didn't feel like a Champions League final. And it's strange to say this, but you don't mind losing to, a foreign club. But when you want to lose to someone in your division and countries, it hurts more because, week in, week out, you're up against these teams. You know how these players work. And it hurts more. So that Manchester United loss really hurt me. But as a neutral, again, to love to see, Chelsea against Man City. What a final that would be. Two quality teams. And hopefully, if it comes to that, then hopefully Chelsea can, create history again.
You're getting lots of love from Chelsea fans in the comments all over Africa who are tuning in here. Great to be with all of you tonight. Let's talk about your Champions League career. I've mentioned you're part of the 100 Club. You've won the trophy. What is your best Champions League moment?
I have a few. I think, of course, being lucky enough and fortunate enough to play in 3 Champions League finals, 2 disappointing ones, and then, you go to Bayern Munich, being an underdog. Again, me getting on with age, wasn't getting any younger, and it possibly was probably my final opportunity to win it. So, going up against all them, key factors and being lucky enough again to take a penalty and score Very thankful for, you know, the performances from a Peter Cech on the night. Yeah, it's hard to explain really, because, you know, as a young kid, a 15, 16-year-old, I grew up watching the great quality of competition it was, and the stars and iconic moments in it. And then for me to finally get my iconic moment and score in a final is, you know, something I'll never ever forget.
Can you still remember what it felt like?
I can, yeah. That feeling will never go, but it's hard to describe because, you know, and unless you're there in it, when people talk about goosebumps and fatigue, you know, I was mentally tired, physically tired, and then, you know, after 90 minutes, you've got to go through extra time, and then you go through that, and then you either become, you know, a hero or you know, someone who your fan base will never ever forget in a not so good way. So there's a lot of pressure and on your shoulders, but to, you know, step up and see that ball hit the net and give you an opportunity again to make history with a club is a fantastic feeling.
I'm sure that's one of the best games, and it ranks very highly when I ask you best Champions League moments and memories. What other game stands out for you that you've played in that you'll never forget, as you said?
I think the Barcelona games, I think, again, I always go back to a kid. You know, you get it, or I certainly got into this game to put my, you know, my wits up against the best players in the world. And, you know, none other than Lionel Messi, one of the best players, of course, of our generation. And that Barcelona team with a great manager under Pep. And then the players they had, you know, Iniesta, Xavi, Fabregas played it also. So you're playing against world-class players, and, you know, to go to Barcelona and play well in periods, you know, you're always going to suffer also, but to come through that, it really, you know, gels a team together. And again, we come away with that 2-2 draw in the semi-final. Of course, brilliant moment for Fernando Torres. So again, within creating that history in the final, there were certain moments and decisions along the way that, you know, certain things will never leave my heart and of course my dreams and thoughts.
Someone was in the comments talking about your involvement in that goal for Torres. So interesting that you've mentioned it as well. I'm sure they'll be very happy watching. Who's the toughest opponent you've ever faced in the Champions League?
Oof. I think it has to be Messi. You know, that I've played against some incredible players. I think, you know, playing against the Bayern Munich teams for my debut was some incredible players. But I think, you know, if I had to choose one, it has to be Lionel Messi. I think he's, you know, understanding. Everyone knows his qualities, but, you know, that football understanding, which probably some fans won't understand, in terms of, you know, his movement, his awareness, his change of pace, his body movements, is so tough to really keep up with. And so mentally, you really have to be on it and hope he has a bad day, because if he's having a good day, you know, I don't think there's anyone that can, be honest.
Who have you enjoyed watching most in this season's tournament?
I think PSG. I've really enjoyed them. I've always liked, excuse me, how Pochettino managed Tottenham Hotspur. Chelsea fans won't like me for that, but, you know, I really enjoyed the way they played under him. And for him, of course, to lose out in the final and then go to PSG and, you know, one step away from it. I've really enjoyed watching Mbappe and Neymar, Di Maria, and also a friend I played with at Roma, or two actually, Leo Paredes and Florenzi, who play in that team. So I've really enjoyed them, and of course I hope also that they can get some glory as well, because they were good guys.
Actually, the way in which we have watched football and are watching football currently has changed due to the pandemic. Heineken's #UCL Live campaign, which you are a part of, has allowed us as fans in South Africa and in Africa to interact with you, to hear your thoughts, to kind of have a one-on-one with you on Twitter. And, you know, you've met some of the fans. How have you enjoyed your interactions with the fans here in South Africa and in Africa?
No, I've loved it. I think, of course, I'm not playing now, but you know, talking probably as a player before, I think, you know, as players, you play for the fans. You play for that interaction in stadiums, that noise, that crowd noise. Whether you know you save one off the line or you score a goal, that elation and you know love from the fans. Players need that and feed off that. So you know, not having the opportunity now for players to integrate with fans, I think is, you know, sad, but it is what it is. You know, there's people, of course, losing lives and losing family members. But again, you know, coming up with this campaign, I think is brilliant. It does, of course, give fans an opportunity to speak to players like me and get an insight into games that maybe, you know, they've always had a thought or feeling about, but not had the opportunity to speak to players about. So no, I've loved it interacting with, you know, fans all over the world, and there's been some great and interesting questions.
And I'm sure also a reminder of how much and how well loved football is all across the world. I mean, people here on these streets, so far removed from where you are and where you played, can recite your stats off the top of their heads. You know, I'm sure it's been a great reminder.
It has, yeah. It's, you know, also brought back some memories. I've spoke to a few people and they're like, oh, do you remember when you scored this goal, or you know, when you done this tackle? And you're like, oh yeah. So again, it's as players sometimes you kind of forget what you actually did in games, but you know, fans they love it. They don't ever forget anything. So I love the questions and the interaction, and of course now going, you know, live, seeing all the comments is brilliant. So it feels, you know, all that hard work as a player and that achievement, you know, you get the love and adoration back as well, which is brilliant.
Ashley, we've got to let you go, but one final question for you. Scoreline Chelsea, Real Madrid on Wednesday.
I think Chelsea's going to win 2-1, so that will take them through.
All right, you heard it here first. Thank you so much, Ashley, for your time and for spending some time with us at SuperSport, and all of our fans across South Africa and across Africa. Been great interacting with all of you. And keep your eyes tuned to SuperSport's platforms, because we'll be interacting with more legends later on in this week. Thank you so much, Ashley. All the best to Chelsea.
Thank you very much. Bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.